That's where you belong, you... in the cesspool, like your mother. Ow!
Devil is going on?
Oh, my father! Alessandra attacked me. I had to defend myself. She's a monster.
Are you okay, my child?
Look at what you've done. You're just like your mother's filthy.
Look at her face. People say Desmond Barrett tortures his own daughter.
The last thing Baron Desmond wanted was a public scandal.
Such a nuisance. Just like her mother, always causing trouble. Why do we even keep her around?
The reason was simple. Alessandra's mother left her fortune and the Barrett estate in Alessandra's name.
I've explained this to you 100 times. If we kick out Alessandra, we'd lose everything.
And so, Alessandra would live her life with her face covered in a mask. She lived a secluded life within the walls of the Barrett mansion with her cat Luna as her only friend. But most of all, she missed her mother.
One day, I'm going to wear this and go far, far away from here.
She found solace in the wedding dress her mother had left behind, her tears soaking into the fabric.
So, Mother, your wedding dress wouldn't look half bad on me. Just need someone who could stand to marry me, right, Luna?
Even though Alessandra was older, so was her bully.
Hello, dear sister.
Hello, Kate. I thought I heard a little animal in here.
Kate couldn't have found out about Luna, could she?
Animal? Well, no, of course not. So, you must be very excited about the party tonight.
Of course I am. It'll be fabulous. Finally, Duke Edgar Collins and I can have some alone time.
Duke Edgar Collins, huh? I heard he used to be very particular.
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Nothing. I was just saying that he's eccentric, is all.
Well, you would know all about that, wouldn't you, cursed girl? You know, your mother had such good taste, Alessandra. Too bad we're running out of toilet paper.
That was my mother's, and it was the only thing I had left of her.
Sweet sister, the sooner you cut ties with her, the better. She was a girl, wasn't she?
Beneath the mask that hid her scarred face, Alessandra remained strong.
My face may be scarred, but you're ugly on the inside, Kate.
Oh, cry me a river. Why don't you run and tattle to Daddy? Oh, wait. Are you scared I might tell him about that mangy rescue cat you're hiding?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What do you think he would do if he found out? Personally, I hope he is the disgusting creature.
One day, I will escape this place.
Oh, you will never do that. You're not going anywhere. You will die in this castle all alone. I'll send up some table scraps after the party. Toodaloo, sister.
Luna, my mother's dress is all ruined. Luna.
Her father and stepmother Katrina hated cats and all animals. Alessandra couldn't afford them to see Luna wandering around.
I won't let them hurt you, Luna.
Alessandra knew that if she were ever caught outside her room, they would punish her. She had to be careful.
Alessandra, what are you doing out of your room?
But she wasn't careful enough.
Tonight is one of the most important nights this family's had in ages. Kate must impress the Duke, and I cannot afford to have anyone seeing you. Do you understand me?
Yes, Father, I will go back to my room.
Alessandra spotted her cat just past her father. She stiffened, hoping not to arouse any suspicion.
I still curse your Mother, for leaving you with me as a burden. And unless you want to go hungry for the rest of the week, I suggest you don't show your face again.
You gotta be more careful, miss.
It was Mario, the cook.
Luna, Mario, thank you.
Come with me before anyone sees you. Alessandra, what are you doing here? Huh? I don't want you getting in trouble.
Mario was the only person who was still kind to Alessandra, or at least that's what he wanted her to believe.
I know. My goodness, it's busy in here today, huh?
Yeah, I have no idea.
The whole castle had lost their minds over the arrival of Duke Collins. The staff had never seen a party so big for one single person.
Oh, trust me, I know. All of the girls are basically fighting for a chance to be the Duke's bride. It's ridiculous.
You sound a little jealous. Maybe it's you who wants to get married?
Yeah, right. Like there's a man out there who could see past my scars.
Hey, you'd be surprised.
This kind remark made Alessandra blush. No one ever saw anything in her, apart from her scars.
The only use I have of a husband is to take me as far away from this castle as possible.
Well, I, for one, would miss you.
Mario, do you think the rumors about the Duke are true? They say he's ruthless.
I hear you may be connected to those missing women.
Women had been going missing in Lockwood. And no one knew why.
The missing women? You think the Duke is behind all of that?
I don't want to know. Steer clear of him. That man doesn't play by the rules.
Suddenly, Alessandra and Mario's nice conversation was interrupted by her evil stepmother, Katrina.
What is this mess? Get this kitchen in order before the Duke arrives, or I'll see to it that you all get the guillotine.
But suddenly, Katrina's eyes narrowed in on Alessandra.
And what are you doing here? Sulking around the kitchen like a servant. It's pathetic.
I was just...
You were just leaving. It is Kate's big day, and we can't afford you scaring the Duke off. Now get out of my sight! Go back to your room where you belong. What's our plan for that motion?
Not yet, but it will be, my lady.
It turned out Katrina was using Mario for information on Alessandra. But what were Katrina and Mario plotting?
Answer me! My patience is running thin, you...
Suddenly, Alessandra heard something she wasn't supposed to. Standing across from her father was William Lancaster. The air around him seemed to thicken with malice.
Please, Sir William, just give me a little more time. Once Kate is engaged to the Duke, her dowry will pay off all my debts.
Alessandra's mind raced, wondering how her father had gotten into such a dangerous man's bad graces.
How do you know the Duke will propose?
He will. Kate is beautiful and charming. She'll win him over.
Yes, she is very beautiful. You better hope the Duke proposes to Kate. Otherwise, you'll need to find another way to pay your debts to me, old man.
Alessandra was horrified to see Luna had crept into her father's study and was rubbing up against William Lancaster's leg.
What is this disgusting animal?
Sir William threw Alessandra's cat out of the window.
What have you done?
Alessandra, get a hold of yourself!
Is this your other daughter? The one I hear so much about? The cursed one?
Apologies, Sir William. I'll send her off at once.
Oh, don't. I like her fire. So very, very feisty, yes.
Back off me.
Yes, you are a unique little gem. I think she'd be a great addition to my collection.
Collection, Alessandra thought. Could Sir William be behind all the missing women?
Yes, Desmond, you old buzzard.
Have you no grace?
Alessandra tasted blood in her mouth, but refused to cry. She wouldn't give them the satisfaction.
She needs to learn to obey you, Desmond. A little discipline goes a long way.
Get out! Now!
I'm so sorry, Luna. I should have protected you
from those monsters. I only wish that they would have thrown me out the window too, so I could have left this place.
Alessandra needed a plan, an escape plan. But suddenly, she heard a grand carriage pulling up to the castle. A man stepped out, tall, broad-shouldered, with an authority that seemed to command the very air around him.
It's Duke Edgar Collins.
Why am I here again?
Why, to find a wife, Your Grace. As per the king's orders.
Even from this distance, Alessandra could see the irritation on his face.
King, I'd rather marry my... I'm only here to get more information about these missing women, Alfred, not love.
But, sir...
Do not but sir me, Alfred. I do not have time for love and affection, and I do not desire to get married, ever.
Duly noted, sir. Now, shall we?
We shall.
No wonder the Duke looked irritable. He was being paraded about like a show pony.
He's not looking for a wife. He's trapped.
Suddenly, Alessandra's plan came into motion. Back in the courtyard, Edgar was steeling himself for what awaited him on the other side of the door.
Kill me now, Alfred?
He had only just arrived, and already Duke Edgar's patience was running thin.
Duke Collins, may I present my beautiful and young daughter, the finest jewel in all the land.
He may have been the most eligible bachelor in town, but he was a man of principle and was disgusted by these desperate mothers begging him to marry their daughters as if they were farm animals.
I beg your pardon.
I am not interested. Now step aside.
Everyone was obsessed with Duke Edgar's wealth, and each mother eyed him like a tiger hunting her prey.
Oh, Duke! I have 2 beautiful daughters for you to choose from. Neither speak much, but they will make an obedient bride.
Maybe they don't speak, but it's obvious that you don't listen. I am not in search of a wife, you daft.
Well, excuse me, but we did all understand that you were back on the market.
What absolute idiot said that?
Why, the king, of course. We all heard from the Majesty himself that he couldn't wait for you to have a duchess by your side.
Duke Edgar couldn't believe the king would take their rivalry this far. They played pranks on each other for years, but this was too much. The king knew how much Edgar didn't want to marry, so now Edgar knew what he had to do.
Excuse me. Stop the music. I'm going to say this one time, and one time only. All of your daughters, I am not seeking a bride. I bid you a good evening. You may resume the music. This is going to be a miserable evening.
As the Duke was ready to leave early, he spotted someone he wanted to speak with.
Duke Edgar, welcome to my home.
Excuse me. Thank you.
But it wasn't Kate.
Ah, Your Grace. It is an honor to have you join us at this quaint little gathering.
William, I didn't know that this party came with a pest infestation.
Always the charmer, aren't you? That the charm you're going to use to win over a wife? A wife is what brought you to this den of desperation, is it not?
You would know everything about desperation, wouldn't you, Lancaster?
The Duke was implying that William Lancaster was behind the string of abductions.
Do you really believe that I don't think that you're behind these missing women? That you don't have trinkets locked in your basement for your own amusement?
I despise that accusation. I'm simply a collector of companionship, nothing more.
But Duke Collins knew better than to believe a word out of Lancaster's mouth.
I'm neither blind nor dumb. I know you have your filthy hands in this. And when I can prove it, you'll be from the gallows.
What a vivid imagination you have, Edgar. But alas, I'm simply here to enjoy the party. I suggest you...
Duke Collins, it's an honor to have you here tonight. I was afraid you wouldn't come.
Let's skip the pleasantries, Baron. You know why I'm here.
Yes, of course I do, Your Grace, but what kind of host would I be without offering you a drink first?
I don't want a drink.
Baron Desmond had sent Duke Collins a note claiming he had information about the missing women. Had he wasted the Duke's evening and baited him with a false promise?
Now, either you have something useful to tell me, or I'm going to make you regret for wasting my time.
Baron Desmond's eyes darted around the room, clearly desperate to avoid a scene.
Yes, of course, Your Grace. I'll fetch it upstairs.
Good. Now hurry up and do it.
But Duke Collins wasn't off the hook just yet, because Baron Desmond had a very specific reason for luring him here tonight.
Forgive me, milord, but I see that you've been ignoring the eligible young ladies tonight. Well, my daughter Kate.
Duke Collins couldn't believe Baron Desmond's gall.
Do I look like a shooting star to you, Baron? Or a lucky penny? Or a freshwater well? Or maybe some candles on top of a birthday cake?
I apologize, Your Grace. I don't think I understand.
Well, you seem to think that I'm here to just grant wishes. Let me be clear. I am not interested in marriage, nor in playing matchmaker with of a daughter. Now, run along and get me the information that I need. Now.
Yes, Your Grace.
The thought of fresh air and a moment of solitude was the only thing keeping Duke Collins from storming out of this pathetic charade entirely.
We need to expedite the timeline. I want that deformed monster out of my house. You're sure she doesn't suspect a thing?
Not a thing. She's always believed I'm her only friend. Pathetic.
The creature doesn't have a friend in the world. Well, not anymore. Can't be friends with a dead cat.
Duke Edgar knew they were talking about Alessandra, the Baron's other daughter, the masked one.
Oh! Can I just have a second?
Pardon me, my lord.
It was her, Alessandra.
Oh, it must be my fault lurking in the shadows.
What are you doing out here alone? Party is inside.
I'm very much aware of that, Alessandra. What, you don't think I know who you are? Who else would be wearing the mask in the Baron's home with the supposed cursed daughter?
Are you scared of me?
No. I've seen many scarier things in my day. A simple mask does not scare me.
Alessandra wrinkled up her nose, disgusted with the smell of his cigar.
I think it's gonna kill you if you don't stop.
Oh, I do hope it speeds up the process. Do I scare you?
In that moment, Alessandra chose to be coy. She couldn't let him into her game too soon.
I don't know who you are, to be honest.
Right. Sure. I'll play along at your little game. I am Edgar Collins, but you can just call me Edgar.
The Duke.
One and the same.
Alessandra chose her next words carefully, treading lightly.
They say you are to marry. Is that why you're here? For my sister, Kate?
No, I would rather kill myself. No offense.
Well, you don't offend. I pray to God every night that my horrible sister dies.
None of those young women in there shall be my wife. They are all just like a matching doll set.
Alessandra knew this was her moment, her chance to get away from her selfish father, her evil stepmother.
And what about me? If I were to ask you to marry me, what would you say?
The Duke was caught off guard. Yes, Alessandra was scarred, but she had a rather nice figure hidden under her outdated clothes.
What none of you seem to understand is the fact that you would be setting yourself up for a loveless marriage if I were to pick you.
What if it's not love that I'm after?
You'd fall for me.
I doubt it. In fact, what about a contract?
Edgar was extremely suspicious of Alessandra's eagerness.
Did your pathetic father put you up to this?
My father does not know that I'm out here speaking to you, Duke Edgar. This is all me.
Well, it sounds like you live a pretty horrible life within these walls. If you were to do something as drastic as to come up to a complete stranger and ask him to marry you.
I am dying within these walls. Day by day, piece by piece, I am neglected. I'm unloved. I do not care about your looks, Duke Edgar, nor your money, nor your frightfully scary reputation. I just...
So you did know who I was.
Please, I only wish to leave this place and never look back.
Edgar started to believe Alessandra. Still, he wasn't looking to entertain the idea of being married to her just yet.
What are you offering then? Because you, as a businesswoman, are awfully verbose.
The king wants you to marry. You wish to piss off the king?
Yes.
So marry me and get him off your back.
Suddenly, Edgar realized he may have underestimated Alessandra.
It is not hard for me to get an actress to play my wife.
If it were so easy, you would have done so already.
We're old friends, the king and I, since childhood. We used to play these games back and forth, but he's taken it too far this time.
Mess with him right back. Choosing a wife like me would surely drive him mad with confusion.
You know, you're not like the rumors say, reclusive and simple. You're smart.
And you are said to be a monster, yet you seem human to me. I do what I must to survive, and I do not have time to waste.
But against all odds, this offer was intriguing.
Wait. I will accept your terms, but I do have a few of my own.
I'm listening.
First, you remove the mask.
But I...
Do not tell me that you are cursed. Only children believe children tale.
No, it's not that. It's
Besides, I am going to see you on our wedding night, so I find it only fair that I get to see your face now. Take off the mask now.
What is behind Alessandra's mask? Can Duke Collins look beyond her scars?
Alessandra Baird, eh? Interesting. Very interesting.
What was that? Did your father put you up to this?
My father has no idea that I'm out here speaking to you, Duke Edgar. No one was supposed to see me pass by. No one is supposed to see me, ever.
Alessandra replied with the honest truth. Not many people had ever seen Alessandra since the Baron kept her out of sight. Alessandra wasn't of any use to him, thanks to the mask she wore and the rumors surrounding her.
I do what I must to survive. But if you're not interested in doing a contract with me, then I shall leave you be.
When Edgar did not respond, she took another step, thinking the man did not want any plans in what she was offering him. But then, he surprised her.
Meet me in my residence tomorrow. We will discuss further details there, and then I will give you my answer.
Really?
Alessandra was surprised he was actually contemplating her offer, but was even more surprised Edgar wanted her to meet him at his residence.
But I never leave here.
I gathered that much from all your sneaking around this place. Think of it as a test. I want to see how determined you are. I've spent far too much time at your home, but hopefully I'll see you again soon.
Edgar turned on his heel to go back inside to find her father. Alessandra began to panic as she thought of how she would meet with the Duke tomorrow. Was he really taking her seriously? What if this was all a joke and a crowd awaited her tomorrow only to laugh at her?
Oh my God!
We shall see each other tomorrow.
She promised.
Oh, Duke Edgar!
Kate Barrett, the younger daughter of the Baron Desmond, stepped outside. She heard the Duke was all alone and thought to give him some company. Seeing the Duke walking away while her father's daughter Alessandra was standing outside made her blood boil. Kate thought highly of herself. She used her looks to elevate her position amongst her peers. She believed she was more beautiful than anyone else. Dressed like a doll, Kate was hoping to have a word with the Duke and catch his interest.
We shall see each other tomorrow.
She begged her father to have a moment alone with the Duke, but Alessandra had stolen it away from her.
I hope she has not offended you, Duke Edgar. She was not supposed to be out here.
Kate glared at Alessandra, warning her to run away. Edgar stopped right beside Kate.
She has not offended me. Not like your father has.
Thank goodness. She can...
It might be due to me being an only child, but shouldn't you be referring to her as your sister, or maybe even her name?
Seeing the Duke speaking to her sister, Alessandra used this chance to run away before any of them would ask her to speak. Now that Kate knew she had spoken to the Duke, all hell would break loose tomorrow. Edgar listened quietly to the sound of Alessandra running away, while Kate tried to think of a good answer to what he had asked her. He wondered what Alessandra was so afraid of when it came to Kate.
You are correct, Duke Edgar. You see, when siblings argue, we tend to do petty things to one another. But I do love my sister. But, as you can see, she is extremely shy and can be awkward at times. That is why I was concerned that she might have offended you.
Kate put on her mask of being a good sister. She would do anything to make the Duke see she was a good person. There was no one else she saw worthy of being her husband.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
I am sorry.
Kate was caught off guard by him denying her advances.
You see, Duke, I had hoped for some alone time between the two of us. I wish to show you that I could make an excellent choice for your wife.
Edgar was annoyed with Kate, who could not take a hint. The Baron and his wife raised her to be like a spoiled princess. Fortunately, he had experience with an actual spoiled princess to know how to handle Kate.
What is it with this misconception that I am only looking for a wife?
You visit the red light district.
Edgar shrugged his shoulders, not seeing what that had to do with his future wife.
And what if I were to go there to read a book?
It is awfully loud there.
Enlighten me. How do you know of how loud it is there?
Edgar grinned, enjoying the sight of Kate realizing her mistake.
What on earth would the Baron's daughter be doing in a place like that? Except for listening to gossip of what others do there.
No, you are misunderstanding.
Kate tried to clear it up right away. She had never visited such a place.
Understand this, Kate. What you are doing now will never entice me. Besides, I have already received a better offer.
My lord!
There are plenty of other suitors to come and rescue you, princess. Excuse me.
Edgar left Kate behind, both utterly confused and embarrassed.
No, go away! Nobody humiliates me like that. No one!
Alessandra took a look behind her to make sure she wasn't followed this far. What she heard when she walked into the kitchen was nothing but chaos. Servers running all around, trying to get the food out to the guests. She called for the cook. No one seemed to realize Alessandra was in the kitchen as they scurried about. And Alessandra preferred that they did not notice her.
It tastes a bit bland, don't you think?
Mario spotted Alessandra and turned to another cook.
Cover for me.
The last thing Mario wanted was for Katrina or Baron Desmond to see Alessandra here.
Follow me.
They did not deliver my food.
Mario closed the door behind them, releasing Alessandra's hand now that they were outside.
It's that witch's fault.
The Barretts had recently laid off half the staff. There were not nearly enough workers to get the daily tasks done, and now Baron Desmond and Katrina were hosting a massive party. Mario was frustrated and exhausted. He wondered why they suddenly wanted to have this many guests over.
Duke Collins is looking for a wife, haven't you heard?
Mario scoffed upon hearing this.
So that's why. They're throwing a whole party just for Kay to meet the man? I can only imagine she's like a fly bothering him right now.
I've spoken to him.
With a Duke? About what?
Mario did not see any reason for Alessandra to meet with such a man. He heard many stories concerning Edgar.
Allie, there are many bad stories about him.
Well, there are many stories about me and my mask. Do you believe those?
She asked, although she knew the answer. She was in no position to listen to rumors about others when the ones about herself were false. Mario went silent, as he had most definitely heard what people said about Alessandra.
Her mother put a hex on the girl. Anyone who gazes upon her face dies.
He had never seen her face, but he didn't believe it could possibly cause death.
Of course, I don't believe the stories, Allie.
Well, then I shall give the Duke a chance. I cannot tell you what I spoke to him about, but I'm hoping for some good news.
Is this concerning your escape plan? I do hope the Duke helps you get far away from here. It's a shame you can't go on your own. But with all the girls disappearing...
I hope they find the culprit and that the girls are still alive.
I overheard your father claiming to know something about it when I delivered him coffee. I was hired as a cook, but they have laid off so many people that I am now a maid. It would be nice to be paid for the extra work.
Mario, when I get out of here, you should come with me. You've always been so kind to me. I wish to return the favor.
That is so nice of you. But I still owe the Baron from the money that I borrowed. It's gonna take me at least a year to pay it off. But then I will find you. You're the only Baron I can stand. I don't know what went wrong with the others.
If not for Alessandra, he would have thought the entire family was unbearable.
Mario, I have a favor to ask. Well, two. I am not close with the coachman, but you are. Will you speak to him about taking me somewhere tomorrow without telling my family about it? He might be scared of me and run away before I get to speak to him.
Mario was the only person she spoke to like this, as he did not believe the rumors about her killing people after they saw her face, or the rumors of her actually being a ghost.
That won't be a problem. I take it this trip has something to do with the Duke. I am wary of him, Alessandra. Even if you don't want to believe the rumors before meeting a person, there are still things that you need to keep in mind and be cautious of.
Mario was not a fan of Edgar.
I will take your advice, and I will be cautious. Besides, I have my trusty little knife.
She took a small knife out from the pocket of her dress. Mario had stolen it a while ago and gave it to Alessandra as protection.
If he tries to do anything, then bang.
Be reminded that this is a knife, not a pistol. Now, what was that second favor you wanted to ask?
But someone inside the kitchen suddenly yelled out.
Food. Please.
Right away. I must get it before they kill me for being away for so long.
While Alessandra patiently waited for him to bring some food, she tapped her finger, following the rhythm of the faint music coming from inside the home. It was a song her father loved so much that he played it at every party he hosted. She closed her eyes to imagine what it would be like dancing around to the music, having small talk with others, and enjoying the food prepared. If only she did not have to wear a mask. She could be free. She could be...
I got you a little bit of everything.
Mario returned with a plate of food and a jug of something to drink, but upon opening her eyes, Alessandra was met with the reality that... But suddenly, Alessandra heard a sound at the front gate.
Open up, Baron! You got debts to pay!
Alessandra's father did not enjoy his wealthy guests peeking around his mansion.
Perhaps we find the party ourselves, gentlemen.
Stop! I mean, Welcome, good sires. Allow me to guide you to the ballroom.
Hiding something, are you, Baron? For somebody like you who owes money to more than half of Lockwood, can't say I'm surprised. Where did you get the money for such a lavish affair?
Please, allow me to guide you to the ballroom.
Alessandra knew far too much about the trouble her father was in. Mario noticed Alessandra's mind seemed to be elsewhere.
What's the matter?
Oh, nothing. Just thinking.
Alessandra didn't want to keep Mario from his work, so she quickly accepted his provisions.
Just 3 hours left, and then we finally get some peace.
Alessandra, it'll get better. The rumors, the way you live, your relationship with your father, everything will get better one day.
Mario offered reassurance, as he always did. It was in his nature.
You trying to give me the whole rainbow at the end of the story?
No.
Mario hated that ridiculous phrase.
When was the last time you saw a rainbow in Lockwood? For all the time I've been in this town, I've never seen one. I say happiness will come when the next shipment of rum arrives.
There was a high chance Mario had already been drinking. He tended to bring up rum whenever he was drunk. Alessandra tried not to judge. Drinking was the only way Mario could bear all the work he had to do around the house. And it seemed he wasn't the only one enjoying copious cocktails tonight.
But it makes me happy. I slipped you the good stuff.
I don't get drunk easily.
In that moment, it occurred to Alessandra that her high tolerance was probably a result of her frequent rum nights with Mario.
Just enjoy it. You don't have to be drunk to enjoy life, huh? I will see you tomorrow. Okay?
Mario had gotten in hot water for leaving the kitchen while on the clock before. He couldn't risk it happening again.
Okay.
The talk with Mario was enough to brighten Alessandra's mood and reassured her that her meeting with the Duke tomorrow would finally get her freedom from her family. When suddenly, Alessandra came upon a maid.
Them are so rude. Why can't they just get their own drinks? Just get your own drinks if you don't like the way I hold them.
Alessandra couldn't help but worry that the maid's reactive behavior could easily get her into trouble. Alessandra decided to warn her.
You shouldn't be so loud if my stepmother hears.
The maid felt fear flood her body the instant she saw the mask. This was Alessandra Barrett, and she'd heard the rumors.
Please don't hurt me!
Hurt you? No.
Unless a food fight sprang up, there was no way Alessandra could hurt anyone.
God, when will people start thinking logically and not believe all the rumors?
I'm just doing my job. Please, lady, don't kill me!
The maid believed the curse. She was worried seeing Alessandra's face was enough to kill her.
I'm not a monster. They are.
What the hell are you doing out here? Get inside!
Leave it to Katrina to sniff out an agitated worker. Alessandra swore her stepmother had a sixth sense for hearing when anyone was bad-mouthing her. Alessandra wondered if that would make Katrina a witch, or something else entirely.
Maybe she fell from the sky.
Alessandra finally returned to her lowly quarters. Her father would never let his guests wander here for fear of gossip. Knowing she was fully alone now, Alessandra could finally dance freely to the music that wafted from the ball. All she was missing was a fancy dress and a partner. This hall was often dark because the staff didn't upkeep the lanterns over here. But that didn't bother Alessandra.
It's the best song they played all night.
Alessandra hurried to her room. She had to feed her secret kitten that she was hiding.
Don't, Kitty. Hey, I told you not to come to the door. Oh. Somebody else saw you, they would take you away.
Alessandra nudged the kitten back into her room before anyone could see it.
Oh, no. Come inside. Come inside.
Alessandra's father unfortunately only liked dogs and would not be on board for a cat in the house.
I swear you eat better than I do. Okay, fine. Here you go, kitty. You go, kitty. Not there. Look at that. Oh, there you go.
With the kitten distracted and the door closed, Alessandra could finally eat in peace. Without her mask on, she was free. There was no one around to criticize her. As she ate in silence, she felt a sudden anticipation for tomorrow's talk with Edgar. She wished tomorrow would come sooner.
Hopefully I'll see you again soon.
But someone close was getting suspicious of Alessandra.
You're hiding something, stepsister? And I'm going to find out what it is.
Alessandra woke feeling more tired than usual.
Milady, breakfast is here.
Suddenly, Alessandra remembered her conversation with the Duke the previous evening. It was very possible today was the day her life would change forever.
Milady?
What is she still doing here?
Normally, the maid would just knock and leave quickly out of fear. Now, she was practically begging her to come to the door, which meant someone else was out there, impatiently waiting. Kate's curiosity about what Alessandra spoke about with the Duke must have been bothering her all night long. Though Alessandra was tempted to make Kate wait longer, now was not the time. If she wanted to see the Duke later, she'd need to play the role of dutiful stepsister.
I'd be nervous too if I had Kate breathing down my neck.
Your breakfast?
Alessandra was confused why her tray had been placed on the floor today if the maid was still standing there.
Run along.
Kate was very annoyed that she had to wait outside of Alessandra's room for so long. Kate detected boldness in Alessandra and hated it.
Just because you ran into the Duke last night, you think you had fun?
No. It's not that. I had fun in my room last night. The music reached my room.
Is that so? Tell me, what did you discuss with the Duke last night?
Kate needed to confirm with her own ears nothing serious had happened between the Duke and Alessandra. She'd be humiliated if it turned out he'd taken an interest in Alessandra and not her.
I did not notice him standing there as I was passing by. He called my name when I failed to address him, and then he scolded me, and then you arrived.
Kate wasn't ready to accept this was the full story.
What else?
He spoke about marriage and about you as an option. Nothing more, I swear.
Alessandra couldn't stand the pain, but Kate was still deciding if she believed her stepsister. Kate freed Alessandra's hand. She was pleased Edgar had spoken about her, but she wondered. Why on earth was he playing so hard to get last night when the two of them walked back into the party?
Of course he spoke about me, but who would want to speak to you? In any case, you shouldn't have shown him your face yesterday. What if he'd thought himself cursed and then came after us in anger? What would you have done then? Do you think you would have been safe? The Duke saw her last night, and they spoke.
You did? Why didn't the Duke mention this to me? I'll take care of this, Kate. Move along. Now.
Despite the pain in her hand, Alessandra tried to disappear quickly. A dispute with her father was the last thing she needed.
Alessandra, tell me what happened last night between you and the Duke. And why were you out of your bedroom? You know we were having a party. What if someone had seen you?
Nobody came with dinner last night and I was hungry. The garden is off limits. I thought I could run by quickly. That is all, Father.
Alessandra's words weren't enough for Desmond. The Duke's seeing her could have ruined Kate's chances of marrying him. And Desmond couldn't afford to let that happen.
Fine. What did you talk about then?
He only asked if he could smoke there and then talk to me about Kate as a marriage candidate.
Really?
He'd been worried Kate did not successfully the Duke last night. But now it seemed she had an effect on him after all.
The Duke is a very strange man. He must want to observe her a little longer. This is good. This is very good.
Edgar was someone Desmond needed to help him crawl out of the debt he buried himself in. It wasn't easy to live as grand as he used to. With his finances decreasing over the years, Kate finding a rich husband was their only hope.
Still, you shouldn't have gone out. What if I changed my mind and someone saw you out there?
Alessandra wondered if her father would rather she had starved.
I'm sorry, Father.
Yes, well, no use in scolding you now. Whoever didn't bring your food is to blame. And as for Kate, well, I'm sorry about your hand. She's just thinking about the family. We could be easily ruined by Edgar.
Desmond was still worried, but from what Alessandra had shared, it seemed she had not offended him. He decided to let the matter go.
You must get terribly bored being in this room all the time, Tell me, what do you need to pass the time? Tell your father, and I shall go fetch it.
Well, now that you should ask, I've run out of things to paint. I wish to paint the town. Could I possibly take an outing to explore new landscapes? I promise I won't let anyone see my face.
If they kept Alessandra locked away, she would try to leave her bedroom more. He concluded that it was best to give her a little bit of freedom, especially after what Kate did.
Promise me, you won't leave the carriage.
Alessandra feared she might go to hell for lying.
I promise. I would never lie to you, Father.
But miraculously, he seemed to believe her. Alessandra's plan was underway, but would she be able to keep her nerve?
Word to me, lady.
Duke Edgar Collins' estate.
Young master, your breakfast.
Alfred found it odd that the Duke was not seated at his desk as he normally was.
Good morning, Alfred. And thank you for the breakfast. Has anyone come to see me this morning?
Are you expecting someone, sir? Should I prepare breakfast for them?
As a little boy, the only times Edgar would look out the window were to look for his mother, so he'd know when to get out of her way.
I am not entirely sure. I extended an invitation to someone last night, but she has yet to arrive.
Duke Edgar was curious to see if Alessandra really would visit him. She was never seen out in public, so her coming all the way here to make a marriage contract with him was an intriguing prospect.
A woman? Visiting in broad daylight?
And what are you trying to say? That I am some sort of...
Yes.
Duke Edgar found Alfred's honesty amusing. Had it been anyone else, Duke Edgar would have sent them out, but Alfred was a longtime friend and father figure.
I am not. And you need to refrain from speaking of such things if she were to arrive, because who knows, she might become the lady of this house.
What?
Why are you acting like it's such a surprise if I were to get a wife?
Your exact words when the king suggested that you marry were, I'm never f***ing getting married. I'd rather throw myself off the roof and die. But perhaps I misinterpreted those words. Apology.
You know, Alfred, I sincerely believe that I inherited my dramatic nature from you. And I do not plan to get married. Just the woman last night, she was so intriguing. And it would piss off the king and ward off anybody from surrounding me.
I do not understand. How could the lady's coming piss off the king and ward off others?
It will be self-explanatory if she were to come today. So if a Barrett arrives, you let them in. Anyone but the father.
A Barrett? As in Kate Barrett?
This was not who Alfred had in mind to be Duke Edgar's wife.
Pray tell, did you have a drink last night at the party, Edgar?
I stepped out for a quick smoke.
A smoke, you say? Excuse me, while I check on all your cigars.
What the for, Alfred?
Duke Edgar wondered why Alfred seemed to think he'd been drugged.
If you think that Kate Barrett to be intriguing...
Oh, are you crazy? Look, the Baron has another daughter, Alessandra Barrett. The older one?
Thank heavens!
And you are aware of the rumors concerning her, right?
Anybody is better than Kate Barrett in my book. However, we do not know for sure if Miss Alessandra will even arrive. How long has it been since...
Something was definitely amuck outside. But what exactly was it? Alfred opened the door to find a maid, seemingly scared, handing him a paper before going back to her duty.
Someone's seen a ghost.
Alfred started to read the paper.
Oh my. It appears we are in for a surprise, sir. The Lady Alessandra Barrett wishes to have an audience with you.
Duke Edgar was pleasantly surprised Alessandra had come, and earlier than he'd expected.
Well, invite her into my study.
Yes, young master.
And stop bowing, Alfred. You're not some sort of priest. Alessandra Barrett. Interesting person you are.
Edgar wanted to be the judge if Baron Desmond truly had nothing to do with Alessandra wanting to get married to him. Their meeting could very well have been orchestrated. He told the Baron he was going out to smoke, and Alessandra conveniently appeared. And the only thing making Edgar believe this might not be a coincidence was the Baron not sending his younger daughter, Kate. Thanks to Mario's talk with the coachman, nothing about this visit would be mentioned to Alessandra's father.
This is huge. No wonder he's the biggest catch to get married. Duke is filthy rich. Whew. Good morning.
Good morning.
Alessandra was surprised he had not flinched when he looked at her mask. She felt a sense of relief that the guards here weren't afraid of stupid rumors. Moments later, the large doors of Edgar's home opened up, revealing a man in butler clothes.
Welcome, Alessandra Barrett. The Duke is expecting you.
Alfred made sure not to stare at her mask so as not to be rude. He made a mental note to tell the other workers to do the same.
Good morning. It's nice to meet you.
Alfred was happy to shake Alessandra's hand. It was rare for Duke Edgar's guests to greet him like this, but Alessandra did it without a second thought.
Come. I'll lead the way.
And so, Alessandra followed him into the estate. The Duke's home took Alessandra's breath away. He appeared to be a collector of many of her favorite paintings. She could have studied them all day. But then she remembered why she was here.
Oh, sorry, I did not get your name.
Alfred.
Nice to meet you, Alfred.
He's in here.
Alfred did not know how Edgar and Alessandra had gotten to the point of wanting to marry one another, but he could tell how nervous she seemed. He smiled to ease her fears. After all, he was starting to like having her around. Alessandra felt her heart skip a beat when the door closed behind her.
I wasn't expecting you to show up. But if you did, breakfast time wasn't my guess.
Was I meant to come in the night? As a thief would?
Her boldness shocked him.
Let's get on to business, shall we?
Alessandra's heart was beating out of her chest. Could she really go through with this?
Hey, I'm Alessandra. If you're wondering what happens next, download the Pocket FM app now and listen to the exciting episodes of The Duke's Masked Bride.